What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name's Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellania. Today I'm coming at you with a WIP and chat. WIP stands for work in progress, for those who don't know. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're coming back to see me, welcome back. I'm going to work on a little bit of my diamond painting here for about an hour. First half, I tell you a little bit about my week. Second half, I'm going to read a tarot card, which gives us a thought for the week from the Fairies Oracle, which is, ooh, geez, let me throw everything at you. Look at that. From the Fairies Oracle by Brian Froud for the artwork, and text by Jessica Macbeth, not a sponsor. I just love this particular tarot deck, and I will read a card from that at the last half. I'll tell you about my tools really quickly so I can get right into it. I've got a tray here from Cosmic Crafts for Mary Morales, which is going on right now. We are actually moving into the final bits. We're in week 7 right now of the event, but this one is from Cosmic Crafts for Mary Morales. Very cute. It's got a removable lid, and then there is a removable stopper for it, which I will put back in it right now. I don't need the lid, though, not while I'm diamond painting. And then I've got a trinket tray here from Flawa Designs. I love this trinket tray, you guys. It is also for Mary Morales. It says 2024 because the event goes December into January. But I love this tray. It's 3D printed. So sturdy. Love this thing. Set this to the side over here. And then the pens that I will be using for a straightening tool, I've got this 3D printed pen here from Pens by Cheryl. It is 3D printed and it's a rain stick. Oh, so cool. I love using this thing because it's sort of like having not only like a little bit of a ASMR experience, but also, you know, for a 3D printed pen, I really enjoy it. So I use this for a straightening tool. And then the pen that I will be using is this Satura pen from Diamond Pen Pal. Diamond Pen Pals has a lovely thick turn, as you can see, and I love a big fat pen, so definitely love it. In my single placer, I have Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. That's their symbol on Etsy. If you're looking for Ghost, it's sort of like if you had a glue dot, but you create your own. The Ghost goes from white to clear, and that's how you know that it's ready, and why it's called Ghost, of course, because it disappears. But I love this stuff. I use it on ABs. I always use it in my single placer. And in my multi-placer, I am using Down the Rabbit Hole from Tiny Diny Putty. That's named for the painting that I'm working on right now. And the scents, you guys, for this one in particular, I helped her pick out all the scents for the event putties specifically. And this one is chai tea and strawberry, and it is amazing. The smells, oh my gosh. And then of course I've got my pen holder here from Zodiac Shadows for Mary Morales 2024 2025. I'll set that over to the side with my Pens by Cheryl pen in it. And then of course we've got our little buddy here from Mystic Makers. We named it Chroma because it's all the colors. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. Chroma, he's just gonna sit and watch us do our little square over here. But yeah, so that is the tools that I am using. And then I'll get right into it, you guys, because, you know, it's been a week since I've put one of these out. Last week I told you about a fall that I had taking beans out on a retractable leash. And is my smart ass doing anything to change my situation and use a different leash? No, I'm not. Okay, so I guess I'm making it better by paying better attention. I don't know what it is. It's so much easier to walk him on the retractable leash because generally he does do well on the retractable leash, because I also use a martingale collar, which it goes like around, like if this is the dog, this is a better example, it goes like above the shoulders and around the belly and then in front of the chest, so that he can't pull as much. But then when he does pull, apparently he can, like a Jamaican bobsled team, okay, maybe just a sled team dog, he can pull pretty well. Well, anyways, this is, I always record this on Tuesday going into Wednesday. It's actually early Wednesday morning. When you're watching this, it'll be Wednesday afternoon. But as of yesterday, when I did my Tuesday live that I always do for trivia, that was the first time I had diamond painted since Saturday. And that is because I don't know if it is related to the fact that it's very cold out and the weather is changing, or if it was because I have a pre-existing condition in my back, which I'll explain in a minute, or if it was from that fall. But oh my God, you guys, like I couldn't sit up, I couldn't stand or walk or lay down. Any combination. Sorry, one of my kiddos came and I had to pause for a second. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's that or a combination of all of those, the fall or whatever. So got myself all lost and forgot what color I was doing. So yeah, I hadn't diamond painted for a few days, which was killing me. I diamond paint every day, every single day. And I mean, obviously I must do if I get so many finishes done, right? Like I must be diamond painting every day. I diamond paint every day. I kind of, you know, for all intents and purposes, consider it my job. So to not diamond paint at all was driving me insane. Well, and that actually relates to my addiction story as well. So I'll tell a little bit about it, because, you know, it rates for the channel. It makes sense to tell a little bit about it. I'm not going to harp on it. And you guys, please, 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 I do not need you guys to show me pity or, you know, well wishes are appreciated. However, I am not fishing. You know, I'm doing better today, so if that, you know, eases your mind a little bit, but this is not a fishing expedition. I did not want sympathies or whatever. I appreciate your well wishes very, very much, but it isn't about that, and I promise I'm not gonna harp on the negativity of it, because that's not really what this channel is meant to be about. It's supposed to be about struggle and success. So I'll tell you a little bit about the struggle of it and then the success of it, because that is what's important to me. Okay, so about many years ago, God, I met Dustin 20 years ago, so it has to be at least that, right? 20 plus. I worked for the Humane Society in my local area, and while working for the Humane Society, I was an animal control officer, plus when not working out on the road, things like that, and doing pickups, excuse me, I would clean kennels, specifically cat kennels, because the dogs were just too, like, big or wily or whatever. I'm a very small person. So in that, I did a lot of, like, heaving dogs around by their, you know, collars. I would need to wrestle with them sometimes, or I would be throwing around big bags of dog food or cat litter. And I'm not a big person. I'm about 5'2", and at the time I probably weighed all of 95 freaking pounds, or 100 maybe if I was lucky. And So throwing around big bags of dog or cat food or dogs or whatever, eventually I did, lasting permanent damage to my back. Well, then, when I was working for a local gas station and stocking, we sold bananas and stuff like that by the, like we'd have boxes of bananas that would come in, and we would have to stack the boxes. And again, I'm a small person. A box of bananas could weigh 60 to 80 pounds per box, whatever, very heavy. Well, I was transferring a box from the floor up on top of the stack, and when I did so, I really tweaked my back pretty badly, and that's what sort of sent me on my spiral, right? Because it was a very bad back injury. I went in to see my regular doctor, and a doctor that I had seen since I was a teenager. He gave me a prescription for first Vicodin and then Oxycontin, and then it was all just kind of downhill from there, because it was it was a pre-existing condition. It was more than just mild pain. It was very severe pain, and because it was not going to go away anytime soon, and it wasn't bad enough for a back surgery, I received opiate medications for it. And as it turns out now, years later, after years of working and it, kind of re-injuring the same back injury, I have several bulging discs in my back, along with severe pain that just doesn't go away. Well, I've since, and I've talked about it plenty on my channel, I've since kicked an opiate addiction that I had for like a dozen years or so. But I'm, now I just celebrated 5 years clean in July, and it changed my entire life. So this back injury, it flares up from time to time, and you can feel very, very helpless. And so for those who are living with chronic pain of whatever variety, be that fibromyalgia or bulging discs or what have you, like the feeling of helplessness when your pain levels are very high, it's real. It's very real. And so I was feeling kind of pathetic this week. I was feeling very helpless. I was feeling very depressed and kind of desperate, and trying everything like I had done in the past with heating pads and taking baths and just anything. And I was willing to try anything. And I had actually planned to go see a chiropractor because, that had helped in the past as well. But in the meantime, my back has settled quite a bit, and so still want to try and make an appointment at the chiropractor, because I don't generally get my bones crunched at the bone cracker unless I absolutely have to. But I think we're getting into the kind of have to range. So that being said, all of that being said, I understand those who suffer with chronic pain, as I also have chronic pain. But to say that, you do what you can, right? Like, I was still getting up and walking like I would normally do, even if it hurt. I push, because a body in motion stays in motion, so I couldn't just, resign myself to living on the couch for the rest of my life, or sitting in a chair, because I couldn't do that anyways. I could barely sit for an hour at a time, much less for a couple to try and diamond paint. But just know that there is an end if you find an end, and if you keep pushing through, you will persevere. I know everything seems very desperate when you're laying there miserable and it feels like nothing's ever going to give, nothing's ever going to change, but there is light at the end of the tunnel if you keep pushing. So thank you in advance for your well wishes. I do appreciate it. But you know, I didn't want to make this about like a bitch session, basically, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to try and, you know, push you in the direction of it gets better, because it does. And yes, while I have to shift around in my chair a little more maybe than I did have, and I might have to stop and take breaks occasionally, even while filming this, I might have to pause and take breaks. I'm finding ways to make it work for me, because that's what you do in life, right? Well, anyways, all of that said, with a little bit of backstory for those who didn't know, a couple of things happened this week, aside from, you know, me being completely laid up. Well, one, last week, it was, I think, Wednesday, maybe? I can't remember. I found something while I was walking. All right, now where did it go? Of course, I would lose it right after I decided to tell you about it. Hold on, I'm going to pause. I got to find something. I had like hit it out of my own sight. So I was walking along, and I'm the kind of person, and I don't know about you guys, but when I walk, I tend to look at the ground instead of like looking ahead of me, which is also, you know, I'm constantly, I guess, distracted, which is probably why Beans was also able to, you know, pull me to the damn ground. But I tend to look at the ground when I'm walking, and I happen to be walking on my own. I don't believe I had Beans with me at this time, which was why I allowed myself to be a little bit distracted. That said, I look at the ground, and I look for shiny things. You know, I tend to notice stuff, especially if it's shiny, and I see glinting in the afternoon sun this. Okay, so I saw actually like the kind of flash that you see on this. It is a tiger eye, you guys. Isn't that cool? I'm assuming it probably came off of a keychain or something like that, because I've got a set of keys that has a stone like this on it, and it's like bracketed inside of the piece of metal, but it is a tiger eye. So I'm going to set it right there. Oh, I'm going to set it right here so you guys can see it, but I thought, what a perfect opportunity to tell you guys, because y'all know I'm a little woo-woo, right? And I like my stones, I like my tarot cards, I like my different gems, and I have so freaking many. I thought, well, I'll tell you guys a little bit about tiger eye, because I look at everything as a sign. Everything feels like some sort of a sign or a symbol from the world, or at least I choose to see it that way. You could think of it as, what do they call it in Christianity? God winks, I think. We talk about it in NA and AA as like some sort of a wink or a nudge by God to point you in the correct direction. And as far as like people who are raised pagan like I was, you know, it's the world, or the god and goddess, or mother nature, whatever you want to think of it as, kind of pointing you in the right direction. And so, of course, finding a stone on the ground for a person like me would be a very clear sign. Well, so tiger eye specifically is for, it's for many things, but it's a stone for strength, courage, and confidence, and then it's also associated with like protection or banishing negativity, and then focus or discernment. And you know, it's supposed to be like the fearlessness of a tiger, and obviously, you know, tigers are they're very fierce protectors, so it would be great for warding off any sort of negative energy or, you know, psychic attacks or whatever. It's also supposed to help you to see clearly and to cut through illusions, because it's like a tiger eye. You're supposed to be able to see things, right? And then it's also supposed to be like a sense of assurance and stability during turbulent times. And I didn't know at the time that I found that I was going to have a, you know, kind of a turbulent time coming up with my back injury flaring back up. And man, this glue sometimes, I tell you, is being a pain in the zabooty. Yeah, I didn't really know that I had something coming up that was going to test my patience and my ability to, you know, be resilient. But there it is. It came before the back flare up did, so I kept it with me because I thought, well, I'm supposed to have it. It's supposed to give me the strength that I need to get through this and whatnot. But in ancient Egypt, tiger's eye was really a prized gem. It was very valuable because the pharaohs and even aristocrats, senators, you know, whatever, from ancient times wore it for strength and vitality. And in Rome, in ancient Rome, soldiers would wear tiger eye amulets to protect them and for courage in battle. They would wear them, you know, in the arenas fighting actual tigers and things like that. And then in ancient Greece, tiger's eye was used in jewelry to strengthen the senses. So thought, you know, that was pretty cool. For those who are not aware, tiger's eye is the stone for Gemini, for the zodiac, right? And it is that for people who are born between May 21st and June 20th. I'm not a Gemini, I'm a Sagittarius, but I thought you might be interested that it is for Gemini specifically. And then, you know, it's supposed to help you with healing as well. Like, it's supposed to dispel negative emotions and any limiting beliefs. And I'll tell you, when you're laid up and feeling really helpless, to have a stone that is supposed to help you with, you know, when you feel like your life is limited, to kind of break through those limitations, tiger's eye is just a wonderful stone for it. So thought that was pretty interesting that I found it laying on the ground and brought it home and then got laid up for days. So I did end up using it to kind of try and help me get through some of that. But, you know, whatever ways that you use, whether that's prayer or meditation or what have you, to kind of help you to get through all of the negativity, you know, use what you got. It's if that's your God wink or your sign or your nudge from the universe that you're going to be facing some adversity, some hard times, you know, you use the tools that you have in front of you, just like any other thing. You use what you have. And so that's what I did. But so what else? Oh, so recently we played this game of, you know, what does Naomi look like? We played the What Does Naomi Look Like game on, oh gosh, was it a live on Thursday night, last Thursday? And it was interesting to hear people's answers to what they thought that I looked like based on just my voice, because you guys have not actually seen me, you've only heard my voice. And who knows, maybe someday that will change and I'll put, you know, a video up of my actual face, like doing an unboxing or something like that. But really what is important to me is excuse me, the art of the, you know, the unboxing the actual artist's art, not me and my face and what I look like and what I, you know, what I'm doing. I'm not the important part of my videos. To me, it is always about whatever I'm showing you or whatever. So anyway, I don't put my face on here, and I'm going to be honest with you. There's a level of like self-confidence that goes in with it too, that, you know, I don't look like I did when I was in my 20s, and I've been a very kind of public figure with regards to performance. I've directed and performed in a lot of theater things, and so, you know, your looks become very, very important. Well, you know, I'm no spring chicken anymore, so to, I guess, admit my age or whatever, I don't know, you guys. I don't know what it is. And there are people who are out there with channels that no makeup on, no hard feelings, nothing. They just they go out and they show themselves for their lives or whatever. And I can't do it. I don't know what it is. I just can't. And so we were playing this game, and maybe, like I said, maybe someday I will. Today is not going to be that day, but we were playing this little game of what does Naomi look like, because I was very curious to know, based on the sound of my voice, what people thought that I looked like. So for those who are part of the Discord, you saw a picture of me. I put it into like the group channel, the group text channel or whatever. I'm curious, if you're watching this and you did not see that picture, what you think that I look like, because some of the answers were pretty interesting. I even showed like the current color of my hair and whatever on that video. So I'm curious. I will not put a picture up on the channel yet. But it is in the Discord. If people are curious, you can go find it. I'm just curious what you think that I look like based on the sound of my voice. And then maybe next week or something, I'll check out your answers and, you know, put a picture or something up during the next WIP and chat and just see what you think, because I'm interested. I'm interested to know what you think that I look like, because some of the answers were like, oh wow, okay, that's pretty far off, or a couple of people were actually pretty close, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. You got that from my voice. All right. Did you know how, like, when you hear a person, you have a picture in your head of what they look like, just because you have to make up something, right? Like, you do it when you're reading books or, you know, listening to audiobooks or whatever. Like, you're picturing the characters because you're given a brief description, but sometimes the narrative doesn't give you a lot and you kind of go with what you have. So yeah, I'm just curious. Tell me in the comments, what do you think that I look like? I'm wondering if it's anywhere near to factual, or if it's like so far off you're gonna laugh when you see my picture. Because like I said, there were a couple people that were pretty close, and then there were others who were so far off it was just hilarious to me. I've told you that I'm short, so one person thought that I was like, I don't know, 5'10" or something, and I'm like, yeah, nah. I'm 5'2", very short, but curious as to what you think about the rest. And then maybe next week or something, I'll actually put together a few pictures of me, and you can kind of see what I have looked like. I don't know if I have any. I don't do like selfies and stuff like that, so I'm trying to find my color. So I don't have a picture of myself necessarily that's recent that I can share. But anyway, so yeah, that all said and done, I do have my tarot cards all shuffled up, although I might give them another little, you know, shuffle up, because I gave them a shuffle before I started, but I didn't feel like I was done. And usually I'll shuffle them until I feel like they feel right. Okay, I know that sounds very woo-woo, and it is, but they didn't feel finished, and so I wanted to give them another little shuffle. But let me grab my cards here. So while I am shuffling those, I'm hoping to get a little bit of a, I don't know, like a little insight on a situation that I've kind of been bothered by recently, and just some, I don't know, maybe comfort in a situation that I'm going through, and I'm just interested to see, you know, what the cards have to say. And maybe the reason that one isn't popping right out at me is because maybe I'm not supposed to do that thing. I don't know. Let me explain. Let me get a drink into my body, and then I'll go back to shuffling, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. So I'm considering adding a level. Whoa, there it was. It almost popped out. That one stays on the top. I'm considering starting a new level for the channel, okay? Wherein, for members specifically, and I would probably do this through Patreon instead of just channel memberships on YouTube. But for members of this particular Patreon, which would, it's not going to be a $5 thing, it would be more than that, wherein people who were channel Patreon members would be able to receive a tarot reading. Each member that was a member would receive a personal tarot reading for each month. They would get a tarot reading, a personal one of their own, and I would probably do this through, I don't know, some means. I'm not sure of the details or specifics yet, but I thought about opening up that channel. Now, my dilemma, let me read the card because I want to see if it's even related. It might not be related to that question, and then I'll get more into why I'm not sure whether I want to do it or not. So let's see what our card is. So whenever I grab these, I always flip it. Where did my thing go? I guess I just want to cover that up just to make sure I don't get anything on the stickies. Okay, so I always flip them like this because there is a reverse and a divine meaning. The Rar. It looks like a golden snitch, but blue. And I feel like we've gotten one like this before. Not this specific one, but it's called the Rar. Isn't that beautiful? It's just like a little ball of energy with wings. Number 52. I'll leave that. Sorry, light glare. I'll put it right there. Number 52. Let's see if it's related at all to that particular subject. And if it's not, it's okay. It might be trying to tell me something else about my life, so I don't discount anything. All right. Wild energy, pure potential is the key words. A Rar in your cards encourages you to be especially attentive to what you are doing with your energy and intentions. Don't get carried away by the Rar's bouncy enthusiasm, but do take advantage of the energy. You can accomplish a great deal with the energy being made available to you. This is a good time. Note that the Rar is not grounded and is not meant to be, but humans need to keep their feet firmly on the earth. When you encounter the roar, breathe slowly, center, earth yourself, be clear about your objectives, and then go for them. Okay. I think that's pretty clear, right? That it's about going for it. Now, here's my dilemma and why it would be hard for me to just go for it in this instance. I have a very hard time with those people who are the same, perhaps like religious leanings as I am, that use their gifts for monetary purposes. Now, I know that there are people who do readings on whatever, TikTok or YouTube or whatever, that their live readings, they charge a mint for it. And it just feels kind of ooky to me. I don't know. It feels gross to use that power, whatever you want to call it, that energy, for monetary gain. Now, here's the other side of that coin, right? I was born with certain gifts of intuition and gifts of insight that I should share those gifts if I can. So I do try, but I also feel bad, like, capitalizing off of other people. So usually whenever I've done a tarot reading for friends or family or my kids' friends or whatever, if they gave me something, like if they gave me money or if they gave me food or whatever, like, it was always as a gift. It was never as like, this is what I charge or whatever, because I've never done that. I've never charged anyone. And so on the one hand, I could look at it as, you know, I'm charging these people for a membership to get this, or conversely, oh, I remember I have a different color in here. Okay, I remember what's what. The bluer one is the T for the outside of, okay, sorry. I just remember that I mixed up two colors. You can't barely tell, but I can tell. But if I have this level available to people, they don't have to go for that level. Like, they don't have to sign up for it. That's 100% their choice. And if I keep thinking of it in that way, then I don't have to feel terribly about the fact that, you know, I'm receiving some sort of monetary gain. It's more like, you know, that was a choice that they made, which is why it would be kind of behind a paywall in the first place. Would be the people that are choosing that option are very clearly interested in that option. It's not something that I was like, well, this is what I charge or whatever. And the other part of it too, I was, you know, kind of curious as to what people charge, what have you. And some of what, oh my gosh, what goes, like, what a reading goes for, even a live reading or whatever, is astronomical. I was shocked at how much, like, I don't know, dime store freaking audacity that people had to be asking for the kind of money that they're asking for to do tarot readings. Like, it blew my freaking mind. And so I'm also not gonna be asking all that much. I was thinking like a $20 level. It wasn't gonna be crazy. Like, something that would be manageable. And obviously with Patreon or things like it, you don't have to stay a member all the time. You could just be a member for a month, get your one rating, and get the hell out of there if you didn't want to continue. And so, you know, it is something that I am thinking about because, well, one, I'm not working. Like, I don't have a traditional job. YouTube is my job. Like, that is the job that I have right now, and it's doesn't pay a crap ton. I mean, I get a little bit from members and a little bit from monetization, but it's not like I can't pay real life bills. Really, like, yeah, my phone, but my phone is $63 or something a month. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to what other people spend on phone bills. And so, yeah, sometimes I can help with the internet, or, you know, just a small bill, or getting myself snacks or something. Like, it's nothing crazy that I'm making money hand over fist or something with the YouTube channel. And so having something to feed and sustain myself, I don't think would be a misuse of those gifts, I guess. And I'm not trying to, I don't know, talk myself into, because if I've got to talk myself into it, it's not something that I'm interested in doing. You know what I mean? It would feel too much like trying to decide to swindle somebody or something. I don't know. And so I was even just trying to gauge whether people would even be interested in something like that. And so I've got to do some more kind of feeling around and planning stages. So when the RAR is full of this boundless energy, like, that's wonderful and that's great, but I also need to, like, pause and take note of things and not rush in like I do sometimes with things. I wanted to make more of a go of, like, making pens and stuff like that, but the problem with it is that I don't have constant access to a warm space to be able to do that. And so I'm trying to find a way to supplement using gifts that I already have and being able to pay for my own canvases and whatnot, because, like, I scrape for every canvas that I have. I don't ask the community to foot that bill for me. I don't ask the community to, I mean, if somebody buys me something as a gift, like, it's so kind and I'm so grateful. And yes, I do get canvases here or there from companies like Art and Soul or Captured by Radiance, but, like, my commitment to those companies is that if they send me a canvas, that I'm going to work on it, because I feel like, to me, it's important that I actually put diamonds to canvas when I receive those. So, you know, I put the work in for those particular canvases. It's not like I just get them for free and I stack them in my warehouse full of diamond paintings. Like, it's not like that. I don't have it like that. You know what I mean? I can't just get any painting that comes by, because I don't have a lot of wealth. And so I was trying to find a way where I would be able to fund my own diamond paintings and fund buying things for the channel, because you don't see small shop hauls on my channel. I don't have the money to spend on it. Even the small amount of money that I get from YouTube and from my members, like, I have to pay bills. I have to use it for grown-up things. I can't spend it on, you know, just any any crazy newfangled thing that pops into my freaking field of vision, because I have real bills that I have to try and help with. So just trying to find another way to use gifts that I have and supplement for my family and feel like I'm contributing, I guess. I don't know. So I had been giving it a lot of thought, and the RAR is very obviously telling me, you know, center myself, gather my thoughts, and go for it. And so maybe I should. I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing the planning stages thing, because I don't want to fail. I don't want to start something like that and then just screw it all up for myself. So I want to do some more looking into it. But there's another question for you in the comments, if that's something that you'd be interested in, because, you know, I'm thinking about it. I am thinking about it, because I'd also like to interact more with people. Like, I interact on Discord and the voice chat and stuff, and it's some of my favorite times are hanging out with you guys after lives and getting to know the community better. But it'd be another way of kind of getting to know you guys better and connecting more, and that would be a bonus too. But I also have to think about, like, my time also kind of has to equal my money, in that I have to think a little bit more about what I'm doing with my time to, I don't know, evaluate it in some sort of way. And I mean, I hate the idea of monetizing on something like that necessarily, but maybe, you know, while I'm sitting here on my moral quandary, other people are out there pretending to have all kinds of abilities and powers and swindling people out of, like, real dollar monies, you know, like serious money. Like those psychic hotlines from back in the day. Call me now for your free reading, from Miss Cleo, only to find out she is not a Jamaican woman, and is, in fact, like most people who claim to be psychic, a fraud. So I don't want to be seen as that. I'd like to be seen as, you know, doing a service for and easing the nerves of people whom I have come to know and love very, very much. And I love to give my friends tarot readings. And every now and again, even on my lives, I'll do a card pull or whatever for people. And so maybe I need to utilize super chats more or whatever, and say, okay, if you're looking to get a card pulled, then why don't you go ahead and throw in a super chat for $5 or something. I don't know. Again, it's just, I'm looking at ways of being able to take care of myself and to not have to ask of my friends or ask of Dustin or ask of the community to support something for me, that I would be doing something to earn that, you know, more than just, here's me unboxing stuff that you aren't buying for yourself or whatever. I don't know, reviewing things and what have you. Because there sure are a lot of swindly people out there that have no problems parting you guys with your hard-earned money to fund their own stuff. They have no quandaries about asking for it or, you know, making it seem like the value is in you giving them money so that they can buy stuff to show you. Like, I don't know. Am I way off track? Like, I just feel like that's icky. I don't know. You know? It's one of those things, like, are the content creators out there that are just asking you for your memberships or whatever so that the payoff is you getting to spend, you know, time listening to their personal vlogs or whatever, like, is obviously that's value to some people. So am I wrong for not wanting to hop in on that? Or should I stop feeling like, you know, those people are paying, they know what they're paying for. And if they can't see that some people are swindling them, it's not my job to point it out to them. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too principled or something, and I need to let go of that and just deal with the culture and let people pay for my time if that's what they really want to do. I guess I don't value myself in that way. I don't know. It's very weird. It's a weird part of monetization, is like that pay to know you. Like, who cares about me so much that they want to pay to know me like that? Which is why I've had a hard time posting this stuff from my passion project and continuing with recording that. And because there's some deeply personal shit in there that I'm not really, I don't know. It's the trying to figure out what part of you is worth turning into money, and whether that value is what you actually think it is, you know? I feel like many of the people that I talk to on Discord and things like that, like, I think of many of you as my friends, and I'd like to think that when you listen to my channel and whatnot, that you feel like you know me and that you feel like we're friends too, because that's how I feel. As I've gotten to know so many of you over this last almost year, going on a year now. Crazy, but yeah, I'm getting to know a lot of you, and I don't ever want you to feel like the idea is for me to monetize on that friendship. But there's obviously people out there who do not have those same scruples and will literally take you for every dollar that you'll give them because they need the money or whatever. And maybe the relationship is different. I don't know. Maybe they don't let people get as close, and that's why their time seems to be more valuable to the people who pay for it. I don't know. I don't know. It's a conundrum. But I will, at least, where the card is concerned, it says, let me read one thing on here again really quickly. It says, do take advantage of the energy. You can accomplish a great deal with the energy being made available to you. This is a good time. It says, breathe slowly, center, earth yourself. Be clear about your objectives and then go for them. And I think that's the important thing, is to be clear about my objectives first. And that's the part that I'm still kind of working on. is being clear about my objectives, because I know what the reason behind why I want to do it is. And I'm so always concerned about what other people think or feel that I often hold myself back on what would be really freaking good ideas because I'm just worried about what other people will think and how they will perceive it. But as there are many of you who very well know kind of like my intentions and what is in my heart, I think most of you would understand where it comes from, that it would be coming from a place of truly wanting to help, not just let me make a quick buck off of you, because that's what I think of you as, is a dollar amount. And I don't want to ever feel like I put you in a position where you need to rescue me in some sort of way, or you need to make yourself responsible for me, because it's just not who I am as a person. It's never who I've been as a person. So anyways, all that deepness to tell you what I might be thinking about doing for the channel, right? But let me know in the comments your thoughts on the couple of things that I asked about. What do you think that I look like? What do I, in your mind, what do I look like based on the sound of my voice? And then what do you think about this idea, guys, of going back into Patreon and adding specifically a level wherein, and it's not going to be cheap. I'm not going to try and, charge a freaking arm and a leg, but I also can't do it for free. What do you think about tarot card reading for a monthly level perk? It's not going to be $55 or something, but it'll be manageable. But what do you think of that? Is that something that you would be interested in, getting a tarot card reading? Because it's something that I love doing. I love to read cards. And I really have no complaints about accuracy. Most people really enjoy my tarot card readings. So more than one card, it would actually be a whole spread. So anyways, like I said, let me know down in the comments what you think. And then, as I said earlier, you can pull yourself out of these situations that can feel very helpless. You just got to keep getting up when you fall down and making life kind of your bitch, as it were. Get up and tell life what's up and that you intend to keep pushing, whether life knocks you down or not. It's hard to do, but it's worth doing. You're worth doing it. You just gotta get up and keep pushing, Easier said than done sometimes, but you've got this, I promise. That all being said, you guys, thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with me and listening to my whippin' chat. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you hit the like button on your way out, and that if you have friends that are interested in diamond painting, or they're interested in woo-woo stuff, or maybe just, listening to somebody ramble on for an hour, you could recommend this channel to them on the places where you visit, on your Reddit or on your Facebook groups or whatever. You can recommend my channel. That would be really awesome of you. We recently hit some good milestones for subscribers, and I'm just very proud of how the channel has grown, and I'm proud of you guys every single day. As always, you guys, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, that you are having a phenomenal morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, I'll see you again really soon, okay? Much love to you. All right, bye-bye.